In this video, I'm going to discuss the effects that a minimum wage has on an economy's labor supply. This graph shows the supply and demand curves for a labor market with no minimum wage instituted. When there is no minimum wage present, the market adjusts itself accordingly until an equilibrium is reached. The equilibrium number of workers and equilibrium wages are represented by W and N on the graph, with wages represented by W and the number of workers hired represented by N. Now let's imagine that a minimum wage was put into place that was higher than the equilibrium wage set in the free market. We can call this new wage level W2. When the minimum wage is put into place, it will cause unemployment levels to rise because employers will no longer be able to pay enough workers to fulfill the labor supply. In this case, the level of unemployment would be equal to the supply of labor at W2, represented by N sub S, minus the demand of labor at W2, represented by N sub D. You can see this on the graph. And keep in mind that these results would only occur in a perfectly competitive market. So, in general, there are three main points to take away from how a minimum wage affects the labor supply of an economy. Number one, a minimum wage produces an excess supply of labor. Number two, this excess labor supply results in increased unemployment levels. And number three, those who can find work benefit, but those who cannot get hurt from the minimum wage. However, some economists believe that the economy can afford to increase the minimum wage because corporations and businesses are keeping a higher percentage of profits than they did in the past, and therefore can afford to pay their employees more. This is an example of a cartoon supporting a minimum wage increase. Others believe that a raise in the minimum wage would hurt small businesses, increase inflation, and result in increased unemployment levels, as this cartoon illustrates. In the end, the issue of whether or not to raise the federal minimum wage has been a debate for many years now, but whether or not you support it is based solely on your individual economic beliefs. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.